He's going to throw it. And out of the back field is Ahmad Hall. Hall with the first down. And a vision. What a shot by Lewis. On Dustin Keller. Quick throw. Quick. Inside the 5. I hit Ray by accident. Oh, my.
Flags are down as a ball is completed. Oh! What a shot.
Defense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Oh, my. Hit in the backfield. It's timing it perfectly.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I know what it is. Time to rise up for this Rise Up Unlimited radio show brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. What's good? What's good? What's good, man? It's a Thursday evening. Looks good. And if you watch the beginning, I put some of Ray Lewis's greatest hits in the video first. You know, we missing football right now, so I figured I'd give you a little something to look at during the intro. That's football related. Shout out to all y'all that's tuned in again. We are on WDAP Radio, WDAP TV. Again, good show coming up for you guys right now. I'm putting some things together as we speak right now, trying to make sure I get to all these comments. I see the chocolate girl is in the building. She says she in the building, and I believe her. What's up? Melissa is in the building. What's up? Dalton's in the building. I see you. Like and share the show. This one's going to be a good one. I'm starting off early, starting to fire just a little bit. Just, some conversational pieces that I want to, I wanted to get into. Yeah. So starting off right off the jump, somebody put this up. I don't know why we got to continue to constantly have this conversation about who the greatest running back of all time is. Somebody put up, there's no way in the world that Barry Sanders is a better running back than Emmitt Smith. Lord, this is one of those context matter conversations. Context matters, folks. Context matters. Shout out to Tyler Bush as well that's in here. Context matters, first and foremost. Let me ask a few questions right off the docket. Number one, how many people would say that Emmitt Smith played with better talent on the Dallas Cowboys than Barry Sanders did with the Detroit Lions? Put it in the comment section. I want y'all to follow the flush. Keep them comments flushing today. Call line is open as usual. You know how we do with the call line. But keep the comments flushing. If you want to call in, you can. 716-481-8249 is right in the ticketer. All right. How many people would say Dallas had more talent on the team than Detroit had when Barry Sanders was playing? Detroit. How many people? Wayne, what's up? When you doing late night shows again? I'm at work. I'll be doing them soon, my guy. I will do them very soon. Again, shout out to all y'all. I was going to the Sabres game. Hey, Tamika, what's going on? Thank you again, by the way. I was going to the Sabres game, but I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't feel like dealing with certain folks today. And it's Thursday, so I'm like, I'd rather do Rise Up Unlimited radio show at home and be at peace and not have to deal with buffoonery. Shout out to Luke Brady. What's up? Marcus Betts. What's up? Wayne said Emmitt Smith did play with better talent. I'm glad that Marcus the Alpha Betts is on here in the comment section too, because I consider Marcus Betts running back extraordinary because he played running back in college. So he knows a lot about running backs. The same guy who told me that Devin Singletary would be shit, and I didn't believe him at first, and he was right about that. I'll give him props on that. So running back the Alpha Betts, I give him his props on that. Agree. Look at the line of Emmitt versus Barry Sanders. Not even close. You agree with what? That Emmitt Smith is better, or that Barry Sanders is better? Barry is the GOAT. Luke Brady said. Sir, Josh Allen is a quarterback, not a running back. Yeah, a lot of people would. You got quarterbacks that give off the allure of running backs, or could be running backs if they weren't quarterbacks. So I understand. Yes, Sharon, I know you said Emmitt had better talent. Yep, absolutely. I would agree with that. 110%. So that's number one. Who you play with matters. We hear that comment all the time during shows. Who you play with matters, right? Offensive line wise, would you say Emmitt Smith had the better offensive line than Barry Sanders? I would say Emmitt Smith had a better offensive line, right? So I'm just chopping this down little by little. I want to do this quickly, but I am chopping it down little by little. So let me speed it up some. All right. So better talent, better offensive line. Here's where it gets real. Emmitt Smith, 226 games, 153 games. That is almost 5 seasons more, folks. And of course, I knew that would bring my guy right here where I wanted him. And of course, my guy, Marcus the Alphabets, is in the building. I knew that would get him in here. I knew that would do something, even though he in here all the time anyway. But I felt like this particular topic to kick off the show would be, something that'll get the alpha talking, the bet man talking. Now, Marcus the Alphabets is the Alphabets bits extraordinaire and a Dallas Cowboys fan. So my question is, of course, yeah, look at him putting at the stop. My question is,
where's your Packers helmet at? Where's your Packers helmet at?
The helmet right over there. It's over there on that wall. So now, so he played 5 more seasons than Barry Sanders for one. 2, he's got almost 1,400 more rushing attempts than Barry Sanders, and he only has 3,000 yards more than Barry Sanders. Like, everything else says to me that Emmitt Smith played way longer than Barry Sanders. If you look at the touchdowns, he's got 65 more touchdowns. Well, he played 5 more seasons. So, I mean, Emmitt Smith being the touchdown machine that he was, yeah, of course, I expect him to have more touchdowns than that. Almost
real quick, a little sidebar. A little sidebar.
Yeah,
Can we use this same type of comparison with LeBron and Michael Jordan? Since
yes, I was just gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that. Yes, thank you. You're a smart man. He read my mind right there. This is very similar to the Michael Jordan, LeBron James kind of discussion. Somebody who played longer versus somebody who did more with the time that they had. All right. There is no way in the HE double hockey sticks that I'm going to say that Emmitt Smith is a better running back than Barry Sanders. There's no way in hell. Originally, the Post said there's no way in hell Barry was better than Emmitt. There's no way Emmitt's better than Barry, first and foremost. With all that I just gave you, 5 more seasons of football games, over 1,400 more attempts, and he's only 3,000 yards better. He's only 300 yards better in the receiving game. Of course, he better have 65 more touchdowns. I mean, Emmitt Smith played with better talent, better offensive line. A lot of people don't even realize that Barry Sanders was tackled a lot in the backfield because of how bad his offensive line really was. A lot of people don't realize that Barry Sanders was either make it happen or get hit in the backfield type of guy for majority of his career. I got to watch Barry Sanders, so I seen him up front and center. I watched Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith had one of the, for most of his career, and for most of the millennium, the Dallas Cowboys have been known to be offensive line the best offensive lines in football. Would you agree with that, Marcus? Before I let you just go ahead. All right. So Barry Sanders is it for me. I'm gonna read some comments. Dewan was good. I like the comments flowing. I agree with Chocolate Girl's comment. Absolutely. That's a hard decision. I'll take Barry because of his durability. Emmitt had a better offensive line. I'd rather have O.J. Simpson said. Tyler Bush, I know you was going to say that. You're a Bills guy. You're supposed to say that, I guess, with O.J. Simpson. I get you. He was a killer on it. Okay, see, there we go. Tyler. Oh yeah, I had to tag Marcus Best. This is his favorite topic. Oh yeah, you know the running backs is my guy. I told you before he came on the show. Running back, you was in the building. I give him props. I told you about the whole Devin Singletary story. If he was listening,
You told him about that?
yes, I told him about that in the beginning of the show. Yep, absolutely did. I told him.
Did you tell him about Did you tell him about the Gabe Davis story too? Only being able to run 2 routes.
No, I didn't tell him about the Gabe Davis story because we ain't talking about wide receivers yet. So, see, I give you an inch and you take him out. Like, you do this once a show. See, I'm ready. I didn't think I was gonna have to say this today, but you've been doing well. I hadn't had to say it about 2 shows, and there it is. Gotta say it now because there you go. There you go doing it. All right. But I do need the laugh. I do need the fun because I really wasn't in a really good mood at all. That's why I didn't go to the Sabres game today. I don't want to deal with certain folks because I'm not in the greatest of mood right now. But yes. Michael, what up, Mike? What's good, Mike? Emmett had almost double the length of the career. Absolutely, he did. Murder and violent. I cannot. You stop that. I don't want to be biased because I love watching old highlights of them. Absolutely. I ain't say better. He's better, but he was fast speed. I'm a Bears fan, DeJuan said. Okay. Yes, better coaching staff, better defense, organization Emmett had. Absolutely. 110% agree, Wayne. I totally agree. Now, with that being said, Marcus the Alphabet, touch on this topic real quick so we can get to the next one. Go ahead, my guy. You got it. This is you.
Look, I piss off Cowboys fans when I say this. I tell people when we're watching sports and we're analyzing sports, you gotta get out of your feelings. We don't do feelings here. We don't do homerism here. The eye in the sky does not lie. Now, I don't want to diminish Emmitt Smith. Look, he was great in high school. He was great in college, at Florida. And he was great in the pros too. You don't run for that many yards. You still have to have vision, okay? Because we've seen a lot of highly touted backs, and they get to the NFL. Trent Richardson, they get to the NFL, and they can't. They don't have the vision. They don't have the balance. They don't have the explosiveness. They just don't. A lot of what makes a running back good is the vision to be able to see a hole and get there. Okay, so Emmitt Smith.
I got a question for you, Marcus.
Yes.
I got a question for you.
What you got?
You're a Marvel guy, right? You're a Marvel guy?
Yes.
What's that? What would Vision be without The Rock, right?
I'm just saying you have to have vision. You have to have vision. You've seen guys like running in the back of their linemen and stuff. You got to be able to find creases. And as you go up in competition, even more so, you got to be able to get in those holes and find creases and run to daylight. Emmitt Smith, he could do that. Now, y'all have heard me say this all the time. Who you play with matters. Who you play with matters. Your supporting cast, that has a lot to do with your success. I love Emmitt Smith. Shit, I have his. Do I have it here? I got his rookie. I got his rookie card right here. Y'all look that up and see how much that is worth. All right. I love Emmitt Smith. I think he's one of the greatest running backs ever. But we got to get out of this just because the guy has the most stats, like the most score, most points in basketball ever, that they're the greatest player ever. Just because you play for 20 years or however many years he plays, that doesn't make you the best. Now, durability, that has a lot to do with a running back. I think Frank Gore is like in the top 5 in rushing. Is there anybody here that would take Frank Gore over Walter Payton or Jim Brown or Eric Dickerson or LaDainian Tomlinson? So, we as sports fans, we like to, make comparisons and stuff like that. But I need you to look at the total picture and not get flabbergasted just by, he's got the most yards, so that makes him the best running back. I totally disagree with that. I like Emmitt Smith. I respect him. Where do you have Emmitt at as far as in running backs? As far, all time top 5, top 10, where do you have Emmitt Smith at? Because I think I can name nearly 10 backs that I'd rather have over him, even though he has the most rushing yards in history.
Yeah, I got him in the top 10. I got him in the top 10. Super Bowls put him in the top 10. But other than that, no, I can name probably about 6 or 7 myself who I will put over him. Reading some of these comments, though, real quick, Barry was better. Emmett has the rings because he had teams all around him. Barry doesn't have ankles anymore. Emmett is just old now. RIP to my friend Kellen. Running backs are a dime a dozen. It does. What if Emmett wasn't drafted by the Cowboys? It's only $175. PSA 10. Eric McRae, Dre. You already know OJ was the great. Stop it. Hell no. Nah. I like Frank. Top 5 with the rings. Conrad Cushman, EPW's in the house. Deborah Beatty's in the house. What up? The mainstream media forms several people's opinions. Yeah, mainstream media fucking sucks. All right. I said it. Yep, I said it. Mainstream media sometimes fucking sucks.
Well, somebody's trying to use that mainstream media argument to say a certain cornerback is better than another cornerback. I don't know if we discussed that, but I discussed.
Yes. Oh, this is similar to that too. The Asante Samuel, Deion Sanders debate.
He's sitting over there just talking crazy. And look, I get having confidence as a fan. I get you supporting a guy from your team. But when you look at you have to take your feelings out of it and really evaluate players and when you do that, a lot of people don't watch film. They don't really watch the games because they're watching as a fan, you know. So you got to take yourself out of that fandom and kind of, you know, be objective. It's really hard for some people to be objective. But there ain't nobody that I know, and I know a lot of people, and I watch a lot of football. Nobody I know would take Asante Samuel Sr. You got to call him Senior because his son's still in the league. Asante Samuel Sr. over Deion Sanders. We can have the debate with Emmett and Barry. I mean, that's subjective too. But I personally watching Barry versus Emmett, I'm watching Emmitt Smith not get touched till he's in the second and third levels of the defense. That's big. That's big. You know, when your offensive line is dominating and beating up people, you know, Eric Williams and Larry Allen and Kevin Gogan and you know, Mark Stepnoski and Big Nate Newton. I mean, can we name any of the guys on the Detroit Lions offensive line? And then you take the quarterback situation, the wide receiver, Jay Novacek, Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper. I think he had Herman Moore, but his quarterbacks like Eric Kramer, I'm like, come on, dude. No, Eric Kramer didn't scare nobody. You're an NFC North fan, Torch. You know the quarterbacks up there have been trash. We got a team up there that's never had a damn 4,000-yard passer, man. Stop it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. By the way, if you're just tuning in, shout out to everybody that's tuned in to the Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. Of course, I'm going to rock that forever. Yes, rest in peace to Kellen Moore up there. The running backs are not dime a dozen, though. I'm sorry, my guy. They're not.
No, they're not.
That cracks me up so bad. Honey, you are not even in the same. It's not even close to being on Deion's level. Not even close to Deion. Detroit sucked, had no O-line through the 80s all the way to 92. Correct, Michael. That's what I was saying. My guy, my brother from another mother, Mike. Speaking of which, we're going to stay on the football kind of realm. With real quick, the Miami Hurricanes are by far the greatest college football team of all time. 41 players made it to the NFL. 38 were drafted. 17 were first rounders. 46 were Pro Bowlers. 25 were all pro selections. 2 Hall of Famers so far. Marcus, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Can you name me the 2 Hall of Famers from the 2001 Miami Hurricanes team?
Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
There it is. Bang, bang, bang. Good job.
No.
Good job.
No.
Bang, bang, bang.
Ray Lewis was not on that team. Ray Lewis was in the mid 90s. If Ed Reed's one,
Yes, he was.
I'm trying to think of running backs. No.
Safety. Safety.
Ed Reed. It was Ed Reed and it was two safeties.
Who's the other safety?
Sean. It was
Marcus
Sean.
Aaron, what's up?
Was it no? Sean Taylor's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I know Ed Reed was one of them, and some of them other guys are about to go in the Hall of Fame. I would say Vince Wilfork.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No. They said so. See, it says there are 2 Hall of Famers so far. Jonathan Vilma? I think Jonathan Vilma was on that team. I know Ed Reed's one. I don't know who the other one is off the top of my head. But I know that particularly. I don't know if it was a 2001 team or a 2003 team. They had 6 first rounders. 6. McGahee, Ed Reed, Jonathan Vilma, Vince Wilfork.
Come on, man.
You're
taking too long. You taking too long.
I don't remember.
I like to message you a little bit. Ray Lewis was definitely the 90s. And you
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I had to catch myself. Because he was he was Ed Reed was definitely on that team. I think Antrell Roll was on that team.
Want me to give you the answer?
Yes.
Want me to give you the answer?
Yes.
The answer is the wide receiver that most people forget about.
Oh, Andre Reed. Andre Reed. Andre Johnson. I'm sorry, Andre Johnson.
Thank you. Yes, Andre Johnson.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, how many people would say that Andre Johnson is the best Johnson wide receiver in football history?
Me and Mona, we did a piece on this a few years back called The Johnsons. Calvin Johnson, Chad Johnson, and Andre Johnson. And Calvin Johnson to me, he was like on a whole nother level. I think Calvin Johnson, another guy who played. Look, we just talked about Barry Sanders and the Lions. How about Calvin Johnson with the Lions? Another wasted career. You know, they wasted a lot of his career. So, yeah, but yeah, definitely not the best Johnson. Andre Johnson.
All right, moving on real quick. Let's make this one quick too. Here is the love-hate Matthew Berry 2025 NFL free agency. He picked 6. He said 3 of them he loved, 3 of them he hated. I'm personally going to say that I don't hate any of them. But Marcus and the entire world that rose up to watch Rise Up Unlimited Radio show, which move do you hate the most out of these 6?
Rico Dowdle. Because I mean, all of these guys here, they're going to go be starters. So I think Justin Fields is the Jets starter. I think Najee Harris is the starting running back for the Chargers. Devontae Adams, he'll be the number 2 on the other side of Puka Nacua. Sam Darnold, he's going to start, and Cooper Kupp's going to start on the other side of Jackson Smith and Jigba. You move to another team to be the backup. You're going to be Rico Dowdle. You're going to be a backup. You're a backup. You're going to be backing up Chuba Hubbard. So to me, it doesn't make any sense. You took that money to be a backup. You're going to be sitting on the bench and maybe having this play. And then if Jonathan Brooks ever comes back, the kid out of Texas who tore his ACL again, I don't know if this kid ever plays again, but you're not going to be the starter. And they just gave an extension to Chuba Hubbard. Why the hell would you go to a team so you could be a backup? So for me, it's Rico Dowdle. That was a dumbass move. You were the starter for Dallas last year, and this year you're going to be the backup for Carolina. So have fun with that.
Yep. Oh, Luke. Yeah, but I went to the game Tuesday and they won 2, by the way. The Sabres won 3-2. So them being up 6-1 right now that's nice. I still don't deal with certain people today. So that's okay. They can win today. Again, that's fine and dandy. Cool. It's only out of desperation to me anyway, because the next time they lose, they're eliminated from playoff contention.
You're going home anyway. You just
So,
prolonged the inevitable.
Good job. Y'all want to win now. Should have thought about that when you lost 14 games in a row. Right. Should have thought about that 14 games when y'all lost 14 games in a row. Anyway, enough about the Sabres right now. Getting back to Marcus Betts and the Dallas Cowboys. Notice the theme so far. Yeah, ain't no more of that crack snorting nose thing that folks be doing anymore. Yeah, the NFL is penalizing if you do that celebration. By the way, Marcus, real quick, your thoughts on this?
I don't have a problem with it. I get you want to try to clean up the game. You know, they also took away the arrows, the arrow celebration, like the archer celebration. It bothers me that a lot of these owners, they don't get that a lot of the players, they're young cats, and you're trying to, you got guys that are in their 20s that are having to, change up who they are because of some 70-year-old dude. I just think that the NFL, I love celebrations. I understand they're trying to get rid of, things that emulate violence. I get it. I also get it. They don't want there to be taunting, standing over somebody, Marshawn Lynch jumping into the end zone, grabbing his nuts. I get it. But I'm just like, dude, I'm not really big on celebrations for first downs, though. I'm like, if you want to celebrate in the end zone, you're celebrating. They should have a rule that if you're losing by like 2 touchdowns, you can't celebrate nothing. You don't need to be celebrating.
Right.
Like, just take.
Right.
That's what when people be, oh man, you made a good play, dude. You're down by 2 touchdowns. What are you celebrating for? So I get it. But let these are young dudes, man. Football's a very emotional sport. Most sports are emotional. You make a good play, you're happy. You truck somebody, or you Derrick Henry stiff arming somebody, or you jump over somebody and make a great catch. That fires up the team. But I get it. I don't agree, but I get it.
All right. Do you think GMs are the problem in the NFL?
No, I think the owners are. I don't think it's the GMs. I think it's the owners. You got a bunch of 70 and 80-year-olds trying to tell a bunch of 20-year-olds what to do, and it's like these players need to start understanding that you're the one who makes the league. I understand you're a billionaire and you own the team, but if we don't play and entertain these people, you don't make money. That's basically what it is. The NFL is a big money cow, and I think that these players, a lot of times they kind of negotiate against themselves a little bit, whether it's contracts, when they're doing the collective bargaining agreements. That's when you need to step the hell up and say something. Say something. You can't franchise tag me 2 years in a row. You can't just suspend me. You can't suspend me unless the police, there's actual formal charges filed. You can't do this. You can't do this. We don't want to play 18 games. These players, they have to, when they go in there and negotiate, the player reps and stuff like that, they need to go in there and they need to say certain stuff. We want to be able to celebrate. We want to be able to, whatever it is that you want to do. I want to be able to wear this type of helmet. I want to be, as long as it's safe. They banned certain face masks. Tony Gonzalez, doing the slam dunk celebration in the goal, on the goal post. They banned that, Okay, what's the difference between that and the Lambeau Leap? What's the difference between that? So you'll allow the Lambeau Leap, but you don't like the Tony Gonzalez slam dunk thing. It's like, come on, man. Y'all pick and choose. Torch, we've talked about this, picking and choosing what you want to do. These players, when the next, I don't know when the next collective bargaining agreement is, but they need to be able to have more of a voice when it comes to things. Some of these players are getting screwed. And the main ones that need to be stepping up and saying something, whether it's the rules, the celebrate, we're talking about the celebrations, we're talking about franchise tagging people, somebody like Trey Hendrickson who's getting screwed. He's getting screwed. Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals is getting screwed, And these guys, they need to step up, because not everybody's making the top-notch money up there. Those guys that are up top, they need to really be the ones that kind of look out for the guys that are at the bottom of the totem pole.
By the way, the next collective bargaining agreement negotiation will be sometime before March 2031. Their collective bargaining agreement expires at the end of the 2030 NFL season. So there's the answer to that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are going to be suffering until then.
Speaking of bargaining, goes right into the next segment, bargaining. I don't know if the Pittsburgh Steelers be getting their quarterbacks all bargained. Oh, yes, they do. We know. They got they got 2 quarterbacks last year all bargains, bargaining chips. This is just 2023, 24, 25. Look at the quarterback room. This is just wow. This is bad.
Well, I mean, here's
hold on. Here's my question though.
Okay.
Name other teams that have had quarterback issues for long periods of time.
Cleveland Browns, New York Jets. They've had quarterback issues forever, and until recently, Chicago Bears. They just can't. But more so, probably anybody, Jets and Browns, and that's why they're generally always picking in the top 5 of the draft.
I'm gonna say another one. I'll say another one.
Commanders.
Who? Outside of Josh Allen and Drew Bledsoe, Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why when you have we talk about it. Franchise quarterbacks don't grow on trees. Franchise quarterbacks do not grow on trees, and when you get one, you better damn hold on to his ass, because if you don't, you're going to have issues. You're going to have issues, and every year, And this is kind of the gift and the curse with the Steelers. And I talked to Mona about this. The Steelers are her team. To me, with the Steelers, they're celebrated because they never have a losing season. Well, with that comes you're picking in the 20s, 20, 22, 23, 24. I think this year they're picking at 21. Okay, where do most of the good quarterbacks come in the draft? Top 5. Where's Cam Ward going this year? 1, probably. Shedeur Sanders probably in the top 5. So you're picking at 24, 25. You're never bad enough to get down to get the elite quarterbacks. Let's not forget, Torch. They drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round. They have tried to go get, drafted. They drafted a quarterback, but, they had Ben Roethlisberger who played for, 16, 17, 18 years, and you get spoiled. And then after that, then you're trying to find another quarterback, So it's a tough thing. But I say the worst out of all of them is the Browns. The Browns can't find a quarterback to save their life. They just can't do it. And they still, their quarterback. If the season started today, Torch, you know who the Browns starting quarterback is if they started playing games today? Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett.
That will be their starting quarterback. So they just can't, they can't get it right.
Speaking of worst, let me read these comments first and then talk about worst. So I would say some of the owners are problems, some head coaches. Jerry Jones is both, so we already know. Yeah, some people are not built as an owner. Isn't the Bengals owner the GM as well? Quarterbacks are most important when it comes to football. Some fans don't understand that. Give them a chance and edge. Okay. Giants are likely to pass up on Deion Sutton. I need to express this real quick. For those who think that the Giants are about to pass up on Shedeur Sanders just because they got Russell and Jameis Winston, I want you to go back and refer to Buffalo Bills 2018. The Buffalo Bills had 3 quarterbacks who they thought Josh Allen, when they picked him in the first round at number 6, that he was the 3rd quarterback at the time. Then all of a sudden, they dealt away one quarterback before the preseason ended. I don't need to name no names. And then the other quarterback ended up being the absolute worst. I mean, he might go down as one of the worst quarterbacks of all time, and Nathan Peterman. And then Josh Allen became the starting quarterback. So do not get it fooled that just because they got Jameis Winston and Wilson, that Shedeur may not be coming to New York. In fact, I think it would be a good idea to put Shedeur in New York, the Giants, having a veteran quarterback room to learn from. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. I know Jameis Winston has thrown a lot of interceptions, but he's also thrown for a lot of yards. I think he actually leads a franchise in yardage.
What franchise?
As a quarterback. I'm going to get to that slide in a minute, too. I think I saw his name on there. Also, Russell Wilson has won a Super Bowl. He was pretty good. He was pretty damn good, damn near elite. You may consider him elite. Seattle at one point. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's won the Super Bowl. He's played pretty decent for a majority of his career. Where else would you want him to go if you wanted him to learn from somebody? I.e.
Raiders.
I'd be okay with him going to the Giants.
Raiders.
I don't know if I'm a big fan of the Raiders because Geno Smith.
Well, who's a partial owner of the Raiders?
Yeah, I know Tom Brady is.
And he does throwing sessions with him anyways. I think that would be a perfect having Geno Smith. How about this? Having Geno Smith would not preclude me from drafting Shedeur Sanders. I mean, and that's no disrespect to Geno Smith. Do we view Geno Smith as some otherworldly talent? Because I don't.
No. No.
That would not prevent me from drafting Shedeur Sanders. So if he's sitting there, the thing with them though, the thing with the Raiders though, I think that they need weapons. Really, the only person that really scares you on the Raiders is Brock Bowers. That's about it. They don't really have a running back. Their receivers, So.
Mm-hmm.
I would think with them, where the Raiders picking at, like in the top 5. I'm thinking, Ted McMillan, Genty, somebody like that. So that's what I would do if I were them. I would draft Shedeur, let him sit behind Geno for like a year, and then probably next year. Then that's when I would start, getting receiver and stuff like that.
All right. We're talking about best and worst. That's kind of been a theme so far on the show, best and worst. So, Marcus, we're going to play a quick game. You're gonna stand on business. I know we usually do that on a Monday Night Madness. We're gonna quickly do this quick stand on business segment right here on Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show. Marcus, the alphabet. For each line You got to tell me the best player and then the worst one. Tell me the best player and the worst player.
Football or baseball?
This is they're all football players.
Okay, I'm saying okay. So you're okay. The
They're
best
just
on
saying
each
that
line?
they've been drafted to both. Yeah, come on.
Okay, so of course on the top line, Patty Mahomes. Second line, Tom Brady. 1, 2, 3. They got them in order right there. Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Dion.
Now pick the worst.
The worst on each line.
Yep.
Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston. Oh man, that second line.
Is it?
Oh
yeah.
Man, damn,
Yeah.
that's cold.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't believe it's taking you this long. Just say his name because you have no choice. Because we all know how you revere the other quarterback on this line. So you can't. I know you not trying to pick between him and that quarterback.
No, so I'm going to give you my answer. You ready? Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. Because of the longevity of his career. The longevity of his career. Now,
Marcus,
are we talking potential? Are we talking potential? All of those.
Yeah, Marcus, I cannot right now. What? Bo Jackson is the worst player on line 2? Marcus, I know you want to say it so bad. You're afraid to say Michael Vick. I know you're afraid to say that.
I don't want to say Michael Vick. Okay, it's Michael Vick. Okay, damn it, it's Michael Vick, man.
The general public talking about some damn Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson got football games named after him. Bo Jackson. Here you go. See, and then in the beginning, see, now you done did it twice on the damn show. This is number 2 for you, sir. First, it was longevity doesn't mean, and then you tried to turn around and use this longevity argument with this one.
I'm just saying, though, man. Bo Jackson. Look, I grew up watching Bo Jackson, the Bo Diddley commercials. I wish these kids could see the old Nike commercials. Nike used to have some outstanding commercials, man. Bo Jackson, if he doesn't tear his hip out the socket, I think he's easily the best running back of all time. Watching this man run on a wall, break a damn bat over his head. I mean, this guy was just incredible. Michael Vick, I just hate it for him, because he went to prison in his prime. When you lose those type of years, I didn't want to say Michael Vick, man, but it's Michael Vick, man. What about the third line, Torch? I want to see if we're in the same sheet of music for this.
Yeah, third line. This one is going to be even more controversial. But the answer is.
What you got?
The answer is Golden Tate.
And I agree with you.
I know what you thought I was gonna say.
I'm surprised you said that, but it is Golden. And Golden Tate was a decent quarterback. We gotta remember how good Colin Kaepernick was there for a couple of years. Whatever you may feel about him personally, I know some people don't like him personally. When we're talking here, we don't get in our feelings and talk about, I just don't like this guy because whatever you think he may have done. Purely on the football field, Colin Kaepernick for a couple of years, he was incredible. What he did, in that
Marcus, hold on. Add to the fact, let me tag on that and add to the fact that some people will sit and talk about his 3-16 record after they tore up the whole team. I don't want to hear that. Colin Kaepernick lost the entire team damn near. Patrick Willis, remember he got injured, retired early. His whole team on defense went out the window. Yeah, they were gone.
Yeah,
they were gone.
I think they lost Frank Gore too. Alden Smith. Didn't he have Alden Smith on his team? Uh,
They did. They lost the weapons.
yeah, they lost. I think.
They never got it back.
I think Anquan Bolden left. I think Anquan Bolden went
Yeah.
to like the
Yeah, he went
Ravens.
to Baltimore, remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to Baltimore.
So, yeah.
So I don't want to hear it. Who you play with matters, obviously.
I saw something in the comment that said, "Why is it Michael Jordan on the league?" Michael Jordan never played Major League, but he wasn't drafted in Major League Baseball. He retired and he played.
Michael Jordan
in the minor league. He played in the minors.
Double A.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, he played in the minors. Yeah. Because like Tebow went. He went and played. Didn't Tebow? Did Tebow get drafted in Major League Baseball too? I could have sworn he got drafted too.
Minor league. No, he played minor league too. Tebow came here, remember? Yeah, okay. Remember I had the interview with Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we got a caller on the line. Caller, what's up?
What's up, bro?
Marcus Herring. I know that voice.
What's good, man?
What's up, bro? What's up, man?
How you doing, fam? You doing all right? You doing all right?
Yo.
Yes.
I just got in the house and I was driving and I heard y'all say, and I want to make sure I understand this correctly, because I know I couldn't really see it till I stopped driving. That basically y'all saying that Bo Jackson was between him and Michael Vick of the worst pick
on the line.
As far as
you got to see this.
On that line, and y'all said Michael Vick was the worst pick.
I said he's scared to say Michael Vick. Yes.
And so we're saying Bo Jackson was a better pick than Michael Vick.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
That's what I was saying. Like I'm kind of torn, man, because I'm like,
come on, man.
You have the guys that
Bo had potential on a different level. What we talking about? Did Bo even play in the playoff game?
Did Bo ever play in the playoff game? I don't recall him ever playing. The Raiders were back then. The Raiders were bad, man. They were real bad. They were because Bo Jackson was like he might have been like a top 2 pick in the draft. He was like a top 2 pick in the draft. And when they drafted him, Marcus Allen got mad. He goes, now, Marcus Allen was real highly drafted. And Marcus Allen's like, well, if you're not going to play me, then let me go. And then Marcus Allen went and played with he went over to the enemy. He went over to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to understand. So,
who's your
Bo was a better situation than Mike Vick? That's what Beck's saying?
I'm torn on that, man, because I think that both of them revolutionized. I think Bo Jackson, he revolutionized just marketing with. Look, they asked Deion Sanders who's the best athlete that he knows of, and Deion Sanders said.
Yeah, I can't hear him, Drake.
Oh, I don't know why you can't hear him. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Let me get this together real quick. I'll pick it up. Hold on.
Deion Sanders even said that Bo Jackson is the best athlete he's ever seen, even over himself, even over Michael Jordan. They did an interview about that, and Deion Sanders said that Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete of all time in football. So I got to take that.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't hear him. The speaker right next to my computer. I'm sorry. Something with that. I'll get a new one tomorrow. I hear you listening to the show as well. But Marcus, go ahead and go ahead. So we picked Michael Vick.
Yeah. And see it, and I think that Michael Vick did a lot. You know, a lot of these quarterbacks now, these mobile black quarterbacks. How about that? A lot of black quarterbacks. I think they owe a lot to the Michael Vicks. I think they owe a lot to the Randall Cunninghams. I think they owe a lot to the Warren Moons. So when I see Michael Vick, you know, the Donovan McNabbs,
Steve McNair,
the Steve Air McNair. So a lot of these quarterbacks that we see now, you know, they're the descendants of those, you know, those type of quarterbacks. I hate that Michael Vick. I don't think he's going in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he did enough to be in the Hall of Fame. But to me, Mike Vick might be the top 2 greatest running quarterbacks of all time between him and Lamar Jackson. Is that fair?
Yeah, to me it is.
I think Michael Vick, you could have an argument. The 2 greatest running quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks in history are Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson. Michael Vick is the first quarterback to ever run for 1,000 yards. He's the first. So we got to take stuff like that into consideration. But I'm looking at the you know, the people that he's competing against on that line. That's why I said that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I don't know if Marcus. Okay, he was on the line. Okay. He was listening. I could hear him listening to the show. All right, so
Melissa said
we're gonna move on. Talk about this guy.
Melissa said, in my opinion, Bo Jackson paved the way for many. He was dangerous. And I agree.
Yeah, me too. I do agree. I do agree with that for sure. What up, Jay Andre? I see you, my guy. What's good, Jay Andre? What's going on, cousin? I see you, Juice. My man Juice in the building. All right. Now, San Francisco 49ers quarterback. I don't know how true this is. If he said this, he's a fool for saying it. Brock Purdy says that he is not able to see his intended targets down the field on 40% of his throws due to the size of offense and defensive linemen in front of him. Wow. Marcus, do you really think is this clickbait, or do you think he really said this?
Well, I consider it a source here. Do we consider Sportskeeda a reliable source? I think with Brock Purdy, I think he plays the game that I'm going to say this. Take this with a grain of salt. Listen to what I listen.
Okay. They said that he said it on the Built for More podcast.
Well, if that's the case, a lot of shorter quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, like the Kyler Murrays, like the Drew Breeses, they have to play the game a little bit differently. I think a lot of these guys, they have to play. You have to get these guys on the move. You got to get them, bootlegs and things like that, so that they have throwing lanes. Because I mean, I could see where that would be a problem. I think he's barely 6 feet tall, and you got 6'5", 6'6" offensive linemen in front of you, 6'5", 6'6" defensive linemen with their hands up in the air. You're trying to throw over a 9-foot wall. So I mean, I guess I could see that, but there's short quarterbacks in the NFL. We got a couple of guys coming in, to the draft this year. A guy like Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray. We got a guy coming in.
He was short.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Drew Brees, you got a guy coming into. You got a guy coming into the league right now, like Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon. He's not that tall. So, it's just one of those things, when you're that type of quarterback, you have to find other ways to get into your throwing lanes, or you're going to have a whole bunch of batted balls.
I think that's a bad comment to make. You lose money.
If he said that comment. Yeah, if he said that, that's not – dude, you're trying to get paid – You're trying to get paid. And you say something like that, even if you're feeling that way, I don't think that's something that you should put out there like that.
Marcus Aaron said Bo was a worse pick than Vic.
He ain't letting
We're
that
gonna
one
have
go.
to get him on. We're gonna have to get you on the show for that one. We're gonna bring that one back. We'll bring it back soon. We'll bring that one back. All right. Switching over to basketball just a little bit, real quick. Just because if you see my background right now on my screen, we got March Madness going on, but this ain't no March Madness post. This is an NBA post because that's where they trying to go. Nikola Jokic is on pace to be the first player in NBA history to finish in the top 3 in points, rebounds, and assists in a single season. My question to you, Marcus the Alphabet, does this make him MVP over SGA? Uh-oh.
He's got an argument. He's got an argument. I think there's an argument right now that Joker could be considered in this recent age the best big man in the game. We've had a lot of we talk about people talk about Wemby and they talk about the cat over in Philly, but what this guy's doing here is just incredible, especially in today's game where Torch, you're a big basketball guy, where we see a lot of positionless basketball, and to see the reemergence of the big man in the game, I think we have to, I think he's definitely, should be considered for it. That's not something that you see in today's game where you have a big man doing this. We see this with the small forwards and the guards and stuff like that, but to see a center doing something like this, you gotta take that into consideration. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it for him being in the running for that.
Okay. Joker is absolutely the best big man in basketball right now.
Oh yeah.
Not a question.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will say Giannis, try to say Giannis. This is the Kupo, but Giannis is not Nikola Jokic. Joel Embiid is not Nikola Jokic.
No.
I used to like Joel Embiid over Nikola Jokic. When Joel Embiid is healthy, Joel Embiid is a 30 and 10 plus guy, which is the reason why, and he plays better defense, which is the reason why you would say Joel Embiid, because of the defensive prowess. But other than that, no, Joker is that guy. And if Joker actually played some defense, you might be able to argue, being that he could be a 4-time MVP coming up. If he wins this year, he'd be a 4-time MVP.
One of the best big men, one of the best big men in history.
You'd have to put him in a historical conversation, or right along with Tim Duncan and them, because of the MVPs, plus the fact that he's won a NBA championship. You'd have to start putting him in those type of conversations. The Tim Duncan's conversation. Well, the centers, because Tim Duncan played power forward, but you have to put him in the centers conversation.
The David Robinsons, the Patrick Ewings,
you scared to say better centers than that. And say better centers than those two, sir.
I can't put him up. I can't put him up there with the Shaqs, the Wilts, the Bill Russells. We want to put him up there. We put him up there. That's what we doing now.
I think he's under them. That's
what I'm saying. That's why I said. Nah,
you said with Patrick Ewing, sir. Nikola Jokic was school Patrick Ewing. I'm sorry to say this.
I was trying to put him in that next tier. I was putting him in that next tier, man.
Oh, you can't be over. Okay, as long as you ain't trying to put him with Patrick, I was about to say.
I put him a little bit. I put him there.
Yeah, I got you. I hear you. As long as you're not putting me with Patrick Ewing, I'm okay. If you say with Patrick, I got a problem.
We putting them a notch down. We putting them a tier down. We can't put them up there in that top tier. We said his score.
He ain't got enough rings to be in that top tier yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
but
what
he
I'm
got-
saying. That's why I put him in that next level, man. That second.
You're Ewing, I tell you that. Sure, people won't like you. Now that we got that all straightened out, Melissa, shout out to everybody again that's tuned in. Marcus, I told you Jameis Winston was on the list. Yes, he is. Most passing yards, each team, all-time season leaders. I told you he was. Number 32, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right there.
You're the worst.
Oh,
You're the worst. You got the most You got the most yards in last place. A 32 starting quarterback.
Who the hell is Brian Sipp?
Brian Sipe. Brian Sipe.
Sipe, whatever. Sipe. I thought that he was silent. I was gonna say Sipp.
Yeah.
Who is Brian Sipe? Who the hell is that?
I think he was a quarterback right before Bernie Kosar. He was like their quarterback in the early 90s. Because Bernie Kosar, he was later on. Bernie Kosar was like late 80s or early 90s. That was Bernie Kosar with that ugly ass release he had. That side. I hated the way he threw the ball, man. Brian Sipe, though, yeah, I remember Brian Sipe.
Brian Sipe will give you a psych real quick. You thought it was a good pass, Sipe.
Yeah, pretty much. Look at these names here.
Ken Anderson. What? In the Heat. Okay. Wow. I'm looking at some of these names on here. Phillip Rivers is number 7. Peyton Manning is 9.
Yeah.
John Elway is 10. All right, so Marcus, it's time for me to make you stand on business. Since we got enough quarterbacks on this list.
Okay.
You have to take the first row, and I want you to rearrange it from 1 to Sweet 16. Since we on Sweet 16 March Madness, Sweet 16, you got it from 1 to 16. Go.
So the top 16 what put them? Who's the best player or what?
Yep.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave Tom Brady at 1. Joe Montana at 2. 1, 2. I'm gonna go. Man, Tom Brady, Joe Montana. Shit.
Yep.
Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
What number is that? Write these down for me so I don't lose my count. Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
Here we go. I'm writing them down for you.
All right. Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
Mm-hmm. You said Manning.
John Elway. I told you, I think John. What number is that? Where's that at?
4. You're on 4.
Okay.
4 out of 6. You're a quarter way through.
I'm gonna go.
I know damn well.
I'm going.
I know damn well number 5 better be.
Don't say Brett Favre. Don't say Brett Favre. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
What?
How about this? How about I say this? How about I say this? Big Ben Roethlisberger is better than Brett Favre. How about that? How about that?
Oh,
you heard what I said?
Whoa! What? Ben Roethlisberger better than Brett Favre? Whoa!
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger.
Whoa!
No, I'm joking, man. I'll go with Brett Favre. Brett Favre at 5.
Ooh. You disrespect.
So now we're getting down to the guys that don't have no. We're going down to the guys that don't have. What number is that? 5?
Number 5, and I can't believe I wouldn't even see. I'm surprised that you said 5 at 5.
Brett Favre at 5, and I don't give a damn that Dan Marino don't have no damn ring. I
thought that's.
I'm gonna go. Big Ben, then Dan Marino, 6, 7.
You put Big Ben over.
I like Big Ben. I love Big Ben, dude. I thought Big Ben, man. My main issue with Big Ben is like I just felt like he didn't take care of himself. I thought he could have probably used a nutritionist. He could have used a nutritionist, man. He would come, you know, in a little bit overweight and stuff like that. Where are we at now? 7?
Yep. Come on, you ain't halfway through yet. Come on, you living on a prayer right now. You have to prepare.
I'm gonna go. We got Matty Ice, then Phillip Rivers.
Whoa, what? Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Matt Ryan
was cold. I'm looking on here at these other quarterbacks, man. We got to get out of this habit of just because a guy has a damn Super Bowl that he's good. Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl. I'm not taking Joe Flacco.
Come on.
Where am I at now?
You got Matt Ryan as number 8. This is wild to me. You starting to get disrespect.
Then I'll go. I say Russell Wilson yet. I don't like Phillip Rivers. I know he's got the numbers, and I know he's in the running for the. I know he's in the running for the Hall of Fame. I don't view Phillip Rivers like that, man.
Listen, I don't either. This is your elite 8 right now. You got your elite 8 right now. Come on with the other 8. Who? You got to be quicker than this. I cannot believe
Eli, Stafford, Russ.
What? Wait a minute. Eli, Stafford,
Russ.
Wait. Oh my God. Marcus, come on with the rush job. I feel like you rushing this. Come on.
Then I'm going. I guess you could move Jim Kelly up, man. We're trying to do this in 16, man. That's a lot, man. Move Jim Kelly up, but going back, Derek Carr is the worst one, and Derek Carr is at last place. Whatever I said, whatever else I said, Derek Carr is number 16. So that should do it right there.
Jim Kelly is where?
I put Jim Kelly.
Where's Jim Kelly at?
Somewhere around 12, and then push everybody down.
Okay, so Kelly is after Wilson, and then you got Joe Flacco left, Derek Carr left, but he was last.
Derek Carr was last, and right after,
Phillip Rivers, Joe Flacco, Phillip Rivers.
And Derek Carr's at the end.
So
and that should be it right
before who? Is it Rivers or Flacco?
Flacco. I got Flacco next to, and I don't give a damn that Flacco's got a ring over Phillip Rivers. I would take Phillip Rivers over Joe Flacco. I don't give a damn about the ring.
Rivers over. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I always thought that Ben Roethlisberger was better than who would you rather have? Would you rather have Drew Brees or Big Ben Roethlisberger?
Sir, I can't even believe you didn't say Brees. Do you know this whole time you've never said Brees until just now?
Okay, Brees got to be somewhere in the top 6. Look, I'm trying to remember all this. I'm doing this off the top of my head.
Come on.
Put Brees somewhere in the like top 6 or 7. I'm not taking him over Tom. I'm not taking him over Tom or Joe Montana or Peyton Manning. After that, we can have a discussion as far as that. I gotta put Brees over Dan Marino.
Okay, so
He would
Brees
come right
goes-
after like somebody like Brett Favre. That's where I would have Drew Brees somewhere around. But I don't have him up there. I'm not putting Drew Brees up there with Tom Brady and Joe Montana. But he's probably somewhere in the top 5 or 6.
Okay. Ready?
Dalton said, what the hell? Brees is getting so much disrespect. I'm sorry,
Yo.
Dalton. I didn't see him
Listen.
down there, man. I'm sorry because I'm
Yep.
trying to look
Get
at his
him.
list. Man.
Get him, Dalton. Get him, Dalton. Dwayne,
Well, what's
what
my
up?
list? So call up my list to me 1 through 1 through 8.
I'm about to
Don't
call
go
out your dysfunctional list. This list,
All right.
this list is hella dysfunctional right now. You don't even know if you got Breeze over Big Ben.
I'm taking. I would rather have Big Ben over Breeze. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn that he threw for more yards. To me, watching Big Ben play, Big Ben was nasty, man. The Big Ben, he was a dual threat. He take off and run on you. He tough, rugged quarterback. Didn't miss no games. I'm gonna always take the good big athlete over the good small athlete. Big Ben, 6'5", nearly 250, could run. Look, when I did my Josh Allen, when Josh Allen was coming into the league, I did my ceiling and floor with Josh Allen. I don't know if you remember this. I said Josh Allen's ceiling was Big Ben Roethlisberger, and I said his floor was Blake Bortles. That's what I said.
I remember. Well, we all know Josh Allen is definitely not Blake Bortles.
But I'm saying at the time coming up, that's what I had said. Yes. Yes, Ben over Breeze. Yes. Yes.
Marcus Herring said, stop. I can't believe him either, Marcus Herring. I cannot. Watch this.
I'll take Big Ben.
Are you ready? Are you ready? You ready? You ready? Your 16 is Brady, Montana, Manning, Elway, Favre, Big Ben, Breeze, Marino, Ryan, Eli, Stafford, Wilson, Kelly, Flacco, Rivers, Cobb. I'm gonna be honest with you. You need your whole behind whooped. You need a whole behind whooping.
Look, I know Breeze had all those 5,000 yards. Look, when I was stationed in Hawaii, when I was stationed in Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, they had a guy there. They had a quarterback there. At the time, he was the all-time leading passer in NCAA history. Do any of y'all remember a guy named Timmy Chang?
Yeah.
And they had another quarterback right after that. His name was Colt Brennan. Dude, they threw the ball like 60. They threw the ball like 60 times a game. So that's why
Didn't Colt Brennan play at Texas? Didn't Colt Brennan play at
No, that was Colt
Texas?
McCoy. That was Colt McCoy. Colt Brennan played at Hawaii. I went and watched him play. Timmy and they used to play under June Jones. June Jones used to run the run and shoot with the Houston Oilers. And then he went on with the Falcons, I believe. Yes, you're going to put up a lot of passing stats. That's all you do is throw the ball on every down. You don't ever run the ball. Timmy Chang put up all these video game numbers. Colt Brennan put up all these video game numbers because you didn't run the football. So I'm not giving you credit because you throw the ball every damn play. Watch Big Ben play. I'm a Big Ben Roethlisberger fan.
All right.
Very good.
We know some of that influence could be because of your co-host.
Because I piss her off a lot of times because I say that Najee Harris looks like he's running in skinny jeans and sand. I've said that, and she gets mad when I say that because
Marcus, I'm just messing with you. I knew that would get your engines running. I knew saying that would get your engines running. Now I'm gonna tell you this. So
he put them top 5. He said he put Drew Brees top 5.
Marcus, you are disrespectful. You ready? I'm about to give you my 16. Sweet 16, y'all. Y'all ready?
All right, go ahead.
Lord have mercy. We know Brady got 7 rings and got the most yardage. That is a longevity thing. He played
and most touchdowns.
And most touchdowns because he played more seasons than anybody else.
Uh-oh.
Is he the GOAT to me?
You sound like you're about to start some shit.
Is he the GOAT to me? Unfortunately, yes. He's the GOAT to me, unfortunately. But I would put Brady at 1. Unfortunately. But that's a close one because Montana, to me, is really the GOAT. So, all right. I'm going to put Montana at 1, Brady at 2. Yeah, you thought I was going to go with Brady at 1.
Wow.
Montana at 1, Brady at 2.
You better not have Brett Favre in the top 3 or 4, Torch.
Manning got 3.
Okay.
Brett Favre over John Elway.
Stop it.
Brett Favre over John Elway at 4.
No damn way. No way.
I'm taking food stamp stealing, Mississippi food stamp stealing. Brett Favre at 4. Yeah. I'm taking Drew Brees at 5. You a damn fool. I can't believe you gonna pick. Put. I can't believe you put Big Ben. First of all, okay, so
I said it.
Premise. Yep, and I'm gonna give you premise on why I'm taking Drew Brees over there.
Okay.
I know he's only got 1 ring. I get it. Okay, I get it that Elway won back-to-back rings at the last 2 seasons of his career.
Yeah.
But Elway was an artist before he had Terrell Davis, Caffrey. He ain't win not a Super Bowl. He ain't win a Super Bowl before that.
He was out there by himself. He had no running game. No running game.
Okay, well,
no running game.
You know who else was by himself? You know who else was by himself and still throwing 5,000 yards per season? Drew Brees. Name his receivers.
Marcus Colston and Jimmy Graham. I know damn well. I know Marcus the alphabet. Please do not do this to yourself on the show. Please, I've met Marcus Colston. I know damn well you're not putting Colston nowhere in the same level as Joe Horn, Jimmy Graham.
Reggie
Bush.
Jimmy Graham was probably his best receiver.
I'm saying.
I know. Okay.
Joe Horn.
I know you ain't putting Joe Horn.
Joe Horn was nice.
Hold on.
And then
Brady might be the only exception on this list, but Montana had Rice, Manning had Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Favre might even get an exception. Wait a minute. You telling me Marquise Colston is better than the Packers receivers that Favre had?
Not at all.
Okay. And even Brett Favre receivers ain't on nobody's top 20 list. What receivers that Brett Favre have that's on your top 20 list?
But what he had was, are we going to do this again? He did have Amon Green.
That's a running back. I'm talking about passing the football.
Okay.
We're talking about passing yards. We talking about most passing yards.
When you got Reggie Bush out the backfield.
I don't care.
All right.
Reggie Bush ain't on your top 10. Is he on your top 10?
He's one of the best receiving backs. Look, you got guys that are good runners. You got guys that are good runners, and you got guys that are out of the backfield. A guy like
I get it, Marcus. I see what you're trying to do. Sir. You trying to be slick on this show, and I'm not about to listen.
Y'all gonna quit disrespecting. Y'all gonna quit disrespecting Big Ben Roethlisberger. Y'all gonna give Big Ben Roethlisberger his props. I told you,
hold on. Here's one better. You ain't gonna like this one either.
Okay,
go like this one. I got Montana, Brady. I got Manning, Favre. I would say that Manning is probably the most talented out of the 4 that I just picked. Out of the top 4. I'm gonna start up since we're on the quarter. I'm on the quarter. Peyton Manning is probably the most talented out of the 4.
Okay, that's fine. Do we really think that Drew Brees is more talented? do we really think that Drew Brees is more talented than Big Ben Roethlisberger? Because I don't. I think Big Ben Roethlisberger.
No. He ain't more talented than Big Ben. Not because Big Ben can also he was mobile and can
That's
run.
what I'm saying. So what are we saying here? We're saying,
hold on.
Okay.
But I have to consider the source. I have to consider who you play with matters. Drew Brees played with shitty ass defense for a majority of his career.
Did he? His damn defense.
Damn well you're talking about the 2 years
his damn defense. When they won the Super Bowl and the year before. Are we forgetting Bountygate? Are we forgetting Bountygate? When they're knocking
I said the year they won the Super Bowl and the year before. That is the only time Drew Brees had defense. He only had that's 2 seasons out of the damn 15 that he put.
After that, because all of their players got suspended.
I got a question for you. No, you ain't played. I got a question. Big Ben played with top 5 defenses how many years?
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah, did he also have better receivers? Antonio Brown, first of all.
We're talking. That's later on. That's you're talking about.
We can talk in the beginning. We can talk in the beginning, Marcus.
Okay, Antonio Brown is coming to like 2012. We're talking about early 2000s.
Guess what? Are we talking about career, passing yards? you gotta consider the whole pie, Marcus. You can't just be like, oh well, we're gonna just take a little piece of this.
You're talking about when Big Ben Roethlisberger first came into the league. Hang on.
Big Ben had Jerome Bettis as a running back, sir. I know you ain't doing this.
Okay.
Hold on. Would you consider Jerome Bettis in the top 15 running backs of all time?
Yes.
And you had the audacity to name Reggie Bush.
Okay, it wasn't just Reggie Bush. Didn't they have like Deuce McAllister, Reggie Bush, Darren Sproles? Are we forgetting about Darren Sproles? We don't forget about Darren Sproles?
Any of them better than Jerome Bettis?
I'm talking about the entirety of his career. Yes, Drew Brees had some nice ass running backs, man.
And about this, he had good running backs and still ended up somehow passing for 5,000 yards
because he passed on. I'm not giving you credit.
You can't say every time, but your name is running back.
When you throw 40 times a game, you throw 40. Look. How about this? Drew Brees is Timmy Chang. How about that? Drew Brees is Timmy Chang, Colt Brennan. Throw the ball every damn down.
Martin, Dalton, please tell Marcus about your team. Thank you. I would love for you to call in here and just school Marcus on the New Orleans Saints for me. That would be so great. Marcus, stop this. You know damn well Pittsburgh Steelers have better teams than Drew Brees with his barely 6 foot ass. Mind you talking about 6'6".
There's nobody. Listen, when you are building, how about this? When they are listen, Big Ben Roethlisberger was all of these quarterbacks that they're making now. A lot of them nobody wants the next Drew Brees. Everybody wants the next Big Ben Roethlisberger. Who do they compare Josh Allen to? Hang on. Who do they compare? Answer this question. Tell everybody in the comment section to answer this. Who do they compare right now that's playing the Big Ben Roethlisberger? I'll wait.
Josh.
Okay. He's the prototypical 6'5", 250 with mobility. Don't nobody, when they're going out looking, we want the next 6 foot, the next great 6 foot tall quarterback. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. Nobody says that.
But watch this. But that's
nobody says that.
Guess what? That's still cute. Drew Brees.
I'm looking for the next Kyler Murray. No one says that. Everybody's
Drew
like,
Brees
they're looking
for more yards than him. He still passed for more yards than him, and he's got a Super Bowl ring.
You're playing a balanced football team. You're playing on a
Oh,
balanced
that's what you want to call it now?
Yes.
Ooh, call it
So for
balance.
all the people, so for all the people, so for all the people that are talking about, they talk
balance over superstar team in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
people, everybody, look, Torch, everybody talks shit about Troy Aikman. I'm kind of like in the same boat. Oh, Troy Aikman, he only threw for like 40,000 yards. He's playing in a balanced offense where he has the all-time leading rusher on his team. Troy Aikman didn't get to throw the damn ball around 30, 40 times a game where he's throwing for 300 and 400 yards. Big Ben Roethlisberger had 2 500-yard, 6 touchdown games. You know who has the most 500-yard passing? Who has the most 500-yard passing games in NFL history? I'll give you a guess.
It's Ben Roethlisberger.
The most 500-yard passing games in history.
You know who has the most 5,000-yard seasons in history?
Okay,
yeah, come on.
That's
Drew
fine.
Brees.
What we're gonna do? So okay,
Drew
all right.
Brees.
How about this?
Hold
Y'all
on, though. He did it with Pierre Thomas, Jeffrey Henderson, Pierre Thomas, Marquise Colston, Robert Meacham, Lance Moore, Josh Hill.
Don't forget about Joe Horn. Oh, so we don't forget about Joe Horn. We gonna totally forget. Right. Hang on. Jimmy Graham. Hang on.
Joe Horn was towards the end of his career, though.
Jimmy Graham was so prolific. I don't know if y'all remember this. See, I'm a little bit older than everybody here. Jimmy Graham was so prolific that when he went to negotiate his contract, do you know what the holdup was about his contract? You know how he wanted to be paid as? Not as a tight end. He wanted wide receiver money because he's like, I'm basically their number one receiver. Y'all need to go back and look at Jimmy Graham in his prime.
Oh, I already know about Jimmy Graham in his prime. But guess what? Jimmy Graham ain't even in your top 6 tight ends of all time. Stop it. Marcus. Is he in your top 6?
Jimmy Graham was cold.
After
a guy like Jimmy Graham was he was the guy who introduced a lot of the tight ends that we have now. Those flex tight ends that you take them off the formation and you put them and make them a big slot. You put them in the slot position. You got a 5'9" cornerback trying to guard a 6'6" tight end in the slot. Stop it.
Yeah, he's not even in the top 6 in your book. He's not even in the top 6 in tight end. So Marcus, again, sir, my thing is I gotta consider your source, sir. The source that you said, that the comment that you say is who you play with matters. So if I'm talking about who you play with matters, then I gotta put that in the conversation.
Okay, if we're gonna do that too, I got another thing too. Where you play matters. What damn division the Saints play in?
Oh, I knew you was gonna say where.
Yeah. Okay, if we're gonna take it there, y'all want to take it there, then let's take it there. Then, like I tell you all the time.
I will say that the Atlanta Falcons was hot when he played in that division. Michael Vick and them was hot when he
wasn't playing. He wasn't playing against the damn Ray Lewis and Ed Reed damn Baltimore Ravens. He wasn't doing that. I don't give a damn about the Falcons. I don't give a damn about the Falcons.
You know what's so funny, Marcus?
Yeah.
Hold on, Marcus. You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
It's funny because I could have swore during Joe Flacco's career that the Baltimore Ravens only went to the Super Bowl once. Sorry.
Okay. I ain't talking. I'm talking about when they saw each
other.
other.
The division, right? You talk about no. You talk about the division. You said the division, right?
That division was nasty. That division was nasty.
You said the division, right? So tell me again. Right. Yep. You said it.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the Super Bowl once, and that was in Ray Lewis's last year when they actually got that Hail Mary off Denver. The retirement ring. I could have swore that Atlanta went to the. I could have swore Atlanta went to the Super Bowl though.
And did what they always do. And did what they always do.
You making it seem like Atlanta was boo boo. You making it seem like Atlanta was boo boo, sir. Atlanta wasn't boo boo. Hold on, Tampa Bay went to the Super Bowl during Drew Brees' time as a Saint too. You making it seem like they was boo-boo. Sir, they wasn't boo-boo.
Super Bowl? No, they didn't go to the Super. No, that was that 2002 year.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was before. It was right before.
Yeah, that was before.
Okay.
That was before.
So,
The NFC South, the NFC South has been just like it's always been, dog shit. The NFC South has always been dog shit.
Wait a minute, sir. You think you slick? Isn't Carolina in that same division? Yeah, go ahead, sir. Isn't Carolina in that same division?
Yes.
You ain't slick, Marcus. You ain't slick, Marcus.
They went one good year. Are we talking about? We're talking about the 15-1. Are we really putting the Panthers up there 1 year? 1 year, 15-1, and then beat on themselves the rest of the time.
Marcus, I'm making a point that you was just talking about the Ravens, Mister. They was just so fly. They went to one Super Bowl. The Panthers went to the Super Bowl. The damn Saints went to the Super Bowl. Falcons was good. The Falcons was good. Stop this nonsense. Tampa Bay might have been the only doo-doo ass team. 1 year. The 1 year the NFC South. The 1 year the NFC South champion was 7. Hang on. One year. Cincinnati been at? Where did Cincinnati make the Super Bowl during that time? Hell no.
They were always in the playoffs.
Made the Super Bowl.
They were always in the playoffs.
Hold on. Did Cleveland make the Super Bowl? Did Cleveland even make the playoffs during this? Did Cleveland even make the playoffs?
No, everybody knows that Cleveland's trash. Everybody knows that Cleveland's trash.
There were more contenders in the NFC South than there was the AFC North then.
The Bengals went from Carson Palmer to Andy Dalton with AJ Brown, Chad Ochocinco. Yes, the Bengals were not the Bengals were nice then. But let me just add something. Hang on one damn minute. 1 year, the NFC South champion was 6-9-1. 1 year, the NFC South champion was 6-9-1, and they went to the playoffs. No, 7. They were like 7-8-1, 16 games. Yeah, 7-8-1, and they won the division. They had a losing record and had a division champion with a losing record. Stop it. Ain't no team in the AFC Torch. Ain't no team in the AFC. Hang on.
Ain't that, Marcus.
Huh?
The Seattle Seahawks beat the New Orleans Saints with that same record. So that means what?
I'm just saying, though, you're 6-8-1. You got a losing record. You're 7-8-1, and you get to go and you won the division.
And they beat the Saints. You remember Marshawn Lynch run? You remember Marshawn Lynch?
I remember that. I'm saying though,
you over here trying to give me the
7-8-1. Can any team and answer this? Look at the camera. Don't lie to the people. Look at the camera. Torch. Could any team in the AFC North? Could any team in the AFC North go 7-8-1 and make the damn playoff, and let alone win the division? Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Could any team from the AFC? Could any team from the AFC? That's what I'm saying. When I say who you play, you're 7-8-1, and you won your division. You get to go to the playoffs with a losing record. That speaks about your damn division. There's no AFC North team.
The Redskins did it before too. Wait a minute. I know you ain't talking, Marcus, about losing records. Didn't your team do it before too? Didn't the Dallas Cowboys do it before too? Your whole division had losing records. Yes, you did. The year that we was calling them the NFC least, you stopped.
That's 1 year. That's 1 year. That's 1 year. That's 1 year.
Listen, hold on. All it's got to be is one. All you got to do is get one.
Okay. I'm saying the NFC South. Hey, by the way, we're saying how bad the NFC South was. Name me the two going into this season. What's the two worst divisions in the damn NFL? Come on, look at the camera right now. If you had to call it, what's the two worst
NFC South? NFC and AFC South.
They always suck. They've always sucked. Let's stop. Stop. Oh, Drew Brees, he won the NFC. Bro, you won the worst division in football.
Oh,
The
stop
NFC
that.
South
It
and
wasn't
the
when he
AFC.
was playing. It wasn't when he was playing. It wasn't.
It was the worst. They sent a team to the playoffs. They sent a team to the playoffs, and they got a
who the
whole
worst
team.
division was in football when he was playing? The AFC East was.
Okay.
Actually. Mhm.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
Yes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The division as a whole.
Wait a minute. The Jets haven't made the playoffs in over 13 years. And the Bills didn't make it for 17. And Miami, sorry ass, barely. No, Buffalo was 17 years. And Miami
New
barely
England,
won a division because
New
Tom
England held
Brady
y'all
was
down.
in
New England held y'all down though.
1 year.
New England held y'all down though. New England held y'all down. The whole NFC South was garbage dumpster juice.
Yeah, but the whole AFC East was garbage dumpster juice too, except for New England.
You said
I mean,
Redskins
come on now.
had-
Now, so yeah, Redskins had a losing record. But hold on now, since you don't want to give Breeze his props, sir. Mr. Breeze, Cool Breeze,
No, I like
his
Big
props,
Red.
sir.
No, hang on. Don't miss.
No, I'm not. No. For those that's listening, I'm not saying that Marcus the Alphabets could ever hate on Drew Brees, being that Drew Brees is better than any quarterback he's ever had in his team. Period. Point blank.
He ain't better than Roger Staubach. He ain't better than Roger Staubach.
You in the 40s now. I forgot Frank
it's
Tarkenton is on here too, so you can say Roger Staubach. Lord have mercy. No, he didn't just go there with that.
Drew Brees got the
regardless of the fact. Imagine Drew Brees 6'6", 250 pounds playing. Lord have mercy. I cannot. You know damn well. Marcus,
I'm always. There's nobody out there. If Drew Brees, if we're having a draft, okay, if we're having a draft, and Drew Brees is in the draft, and Big Ben Roethlisberger's in the draft, and you put them next to each other, there's nobody that's going to take Drew Brees over Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay, watch
Big
this.
Ben
I got a question for you. I got a
Yeah.
question for you.
Yeah.
What draft did Brock Purdy go in?
I think he was in the 21 draft. The 21 draft.
What quarterbacks came out in his draft?
Trevor Lawrence.
Go ahead, continue.
Who else? Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones.
Wow. You are making this so easy for me. I'm making this easy for me. You want to know why you making it easy for me? Because all of this went in the first round, correct? All of those that you just named went in the first round, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Brock Purdy went Mr. Irrelevant.
He went Mr. Irrelevant, yeah.
Somehow, yet he made the Super Bowl. Has been in 2 NFC Championship games, and yet is about to get paid more than all of them.
No, he's not getting paid. He's not getting paid more than Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, it's a team would be stupid enough to do it.
He ain't getting paid more than Trevor Lawrence.
Well, guess what? And Trevor,
who's the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL? There's 3 of them.
We know it's Trevor Stupid Lawrence because the Jacksonville Jaguars are stupid enough to pay him.
Okay. So they feel very comfortable. They feel very.
Is he better than Brock Purdy? Is he better than Brock Purdy? Answer the question. Go ahead, Marcus. Think about it. I'll put some Jeopardy music on for you. I'll put some Jeopardy. Yeah. Come on, Marcus. Yeah. I'll put some Jeopardy music on.
All I'll say is this. Put Trevor Lawrence on with 12 All Pros. Put Trevor Lawrence with 12 All Pros and see what he does, where he's not getting his head smashed in every week. Brock Purdy's all y'all people, all my people who be talking about Brock Purdy. I ask them one question, they shut the hell up. You want to know the question I ask them? You want to know? You ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm ready to hear it.
You want to give Brock Purdy $60 million?
Nope.
You want to give Brock Purdy $60 million? Nope. And George, every time every time, oh man, Marcus, Brock Purdy did this. Brock Purdy, and the way that I shut him down, George, I just ask him one question. I go, oh yeah, man, Brock Purdy did this. Brock Purdy been to two NFC championships. Brock Purdy has been in the Super. Okay, I got you. You want to give him $60 million? Hell no. But why? Why don't you want to give him, if he's done all of these things, why don't you want to give him $60 million? You want to give him $60 million, George? You want to give him more? You want to give Brock Purdy? Hang on. You want to give Brock Purdy more money than Josh Allen's 55?
No, hell no. Hell no. I don't even know how Trevor Lawrence got that money. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how Trevor Lawrence got that money. So I'm definitely not.
Everybody watch the show. Put a poll question up, Torres. Put a poll question up. Would you give Brock Purdy $60 million? Ask him. See, all these people that say all this, Brock Purdy is would you pay Brock Purdy $60 million? And guess what, George? A lot of times the next man up, what does he do to the guy who's the highest paid? So you ain't. So I shouldn't be asking. I shouldn't be asking if you want to just give him $60 million. You want to give Brock Purdy $62 million? You want to give Brock Purdy $62 million?
Hell, Marcus, you should know all about $60 million quarterback. Seeing that yours on the trade, it might be on the trading block right now.
He ain't on the trading block. I shut that down this morning. That's just some. What do we call them in our executive meetings? Swagger jacket.
Right, the swagger jacket. He might. I said he might. I didn't say he was. I said he might.
Bro. For them to trade him, I was talking about that this morning. For them to trade. Do you know what Dak Prescott's dead cap hit is if they and they just gave him a restructured contract like 2 weeks ago, freeing up about $30 million. If you were to even trade Dak Prescott right now, it costs you like $105 million. There's no way they would ruin their salary cap. It's not happening at all.
They better not.
No.
Now, so I got Montana, Brady, Manning in 5. The Elway, Big Ben, and Breeze and Marino are all. That's tough. Yeah. That is tough. That's super tough. I'm actually gonna put. Damn, man, because Marino had the same issue I feel like Breeze had, except for he might have had even less on offense.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with
how do we feel about Mark Duper and Mark Clayton?
Wait,
come on. as your go-to receiver and never having 1,000 yard and never having 1,000-yard rusher.
They at somebody's mall right now bagging up groceries somewhere.
Yeah.
They doing something. It ain't football.
Yeah,
I've never even heard them on any other shows or any other.
The Mark brothers, Mark Duper and Mark Clayton.
But I'm gonna go with Dan Marino. I'm gonna go with Dan Marino at 5. I'll go with Drew Brees at 6. I know you don't like that. Elway or Big Ben. I'm gonna be honest with you.
John Elway was better than Drew Brees, man. Y'all need to go back and look at y'all. A lot of people, they saw John Elway his last game.
I did watch Elway, but I don't know. See, again, it's the whole.
Who were John? Everybody remembers John Elway throwing the ball to McCaffrey and Rod Smith and Shannon Sharp. Y'all don't
And
remember. Y'all don't remember that was his last couple of years in Denver, and
I know.
people
That's what he wanted to talk about.
and people remember him playing with Terrell Davis. They don't remember John Elway playing in, getting smashed in the Super Bowl by the 49ers.
Yeah, I remember.
With no wide receivers, no running game. He's out there by himself. And still carrying the team to the Super Bowl. People don't remember, man.
I give Elway a slight edge over Ben Roethlisberger, and that is the slightest of edge, to be honest. But this is my Elite Eight. My Elite Eight: Montana, Brady, Manning, Favre, Marino, Breeze, Elway, Big Ben. But this is where you get disrespectful. I can't believe you. You gonna put Matt Ryan? I ought to whoop you. Ramona said Elway is the GOAT. She said Elway and Ben was better than Breeze. I listen, Ramona. I respect your opinion, but I
watching Big Ben and watching Drew Brees play, no one.
Whoa! You know what?
Yeah. What?
Lord, my goodness. Yeah, you're right. I'm actually gonna put Breeze underneath both Elway and Big Ben. I totally forgot his Chargers career. His Chargers career wasn't good at all to me.
People forget that. People forget, but they didn't. Now, I like the fact that he came back. There were people that thought that he would never play again because he had that catastrophic shoulder injury. But I'm saying I'm not even really.
I forgot. He did not have the greatest.
And at that time he was playing.
But I gotta add that to the whole. Big Ben came into the league making moves and fucking shit up. Excuse my French.
Now, I will say this though. Ben came to the league with some stacked ass teams. He came in Fast Willie Parker.
I get it.
Fast Willie Parker, Jerome Bettis, Heath Miller.
But he got results. Yeah, but he got results.
But it helps. It helps when you walk into a situation and you got an all-world defense that can kind of carry. One time me and Mona, we were sitting down and I was like, okay, I'm going to show you Big Ben Roethlisberger's Super Bowl stats. His Super Bowl stats, And then you also, here's the other thing too. What is your criteria for the Hall of Fame? Because I know what my criteria is for the Hall of Fame. Pro Bowls, All Pros, Super Bowls, stats. Okay?
Yeah, those are mine.
Did your player, did they ever make, I don't care about the Pro Bowl as much. I don't care about the, were you ever an All Pro? Was Drew Brees ever All Pro? First team All Pro?
Yeah.
I look at stuff like that.
Whoa. Ramona. See, I agreed with you. You convinced me. You convinced me on Ben and Elway. But now you got Ben and Elway over Manning? What?
No, I'm not taking.
You got Elway and Ben and Dan over Manning?
No,
what?
I can't.
No,
I can't. I can't.
Hell no.
I'm not putting.
I agree with you on the first two. I ain't going that far.
I'm not taking. Yeah.
You're gonna have to invite me to that barbecue, and I gotta see what happened when we go to that barbecue. I gotta go to that barbecue. I need to see this barbecue. What?
I'll fight Big Ben over Breeze. I'm not fighting for Big Ben over Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is like a top 4 quarterback to me. Top 4 or 5 quarterback to me.
Three.
And here's the thing. Here's the other thing that I look at. We talk about eras, right? You know, all this era here, this era. Big Ben and Peyton Manning were in the same era. Peyton got drafted, 98, and Ben got drafted like 5 years later. So it's not like they weren't in the same era. Ben played, you know, with the Steelers, and when Peyton was playing with the Colts and with the Broncos. So I can't put him over. I can't put him over Elway.
And let's be clear.
She said not in that order. She said not in that order. She said not in that order. Just name me my top 5. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Lord,
yeah, she said not.
I'm gonna have to come all the way down there to Virginia for that barbecue. If you were saying that, but I get you. It's not in that order. Thank God. Ooh wait. You gotta come to the draft. We got 13 months to the draft in Pittsburgh next year. 13 months. Oh, I'm going to that one. We trying to. It's in Pittsburgh next year. I've been to Pittsburgh. It's next year. It's next year. Basketball tournaments in Pittsburgh. So yeah, I definitely will go to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is actually a nice city. It's a nice city. It's better than Cleveland. Oops. I'm sorry I said that. No, but yeah. Regardless, you picked Matty Ice, the 28-3 Super Bowl losing.
That wasn't his fault. That wasn't his fault. That wasn't his fault. You picked. Look, hey, if we're gonna don't do that. Don't do that. When you up 28-3, sir, you telling me it wasn't Matt Ryan's fault? Okay, all right. No, you don't want to go down this road. You don't want to go down this road. If we're gonna do the 28-3 thing, if we're gonna do the 28-3 thing, we're gonna talk about. Right, you can't do that to me. You can do that to other people. Yeah. I'm just saying though, we're gonna make comparisons. Don't do that because okay. If we're gonna talk about 28-3, we're gonna talk about the 13 seconds game. If we're gonna do that, don't do that. Absolutely. Don't do that. But that 13 seconds game on that wasn't, the Bills wasn't up that much, and Josh Allen left the field with them with the lead. That wasn't on Josh. That's on the defense in Sean McDermott. That's on their dumb. We're gonna talk about getting smoked at home and not throwing a touchdown against Cincinnati. We're gonna do that. That playoff game is solely on Josh Allen. Okay, I'm just saying if we gonna start making these criteria, we gotta be fair here. Oh, and I want to say the defense too, because the defense couldn't stop a cold that game. That's fine. You didn't throw a touchdown the entire game. Y'all been I'm not saying you, but they were complaining. Oh, we never get a home game. We never get a home game. You get Cincinnati at home, and your all-world quarterback doesn't throw a touchdown. So if we gonna do that, that's fine. But we got to. Yeah, I will go on the record and say the Cincinnati playoff loss for the Bills may be the worst playoff loss the Bills took in 20-some years. Okay. And I'll stand on it. If we're going back to the 90s, let's look at the 90s and look at the Bills' losses in the playoffs. That was the worst loss they took in the playoffs. That was the worst game I've been to probably in Bills in the 8 years I was covering the Bills. That is the worst. Okay. Game. And what about the next year when Kansas City went to Buffalo and beat you? What about that? Can we talk about that too? we can't forget about that too, right? That was a bad defensive game on top of the fact that Sean McDermott, once again with his silly ass, making stupid decisions, Mr. PI moves with Damar Hamlin, fake punt and all that bullshit. Yeah. Let's not forget about Josh Allen. No, but let's not forget about Josh Allen missing a wide open Diggs on a crosser with 25 seconds left. Absolutely. That too. That was that matter. I'm just saying because I did a diagram. Ain't that the year that he had the 18 interceptions? Yes.
Okay, but I was about to say because that's the same way they lost to Minnesota. Remember,
Mhm.
he had a wide open crosser and he threw the pick in the end zone to Patrick
Yeah.
Peterson. That
Yeah.
game, then he didn't have to on
Yeah.
first down. Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh Allen made a lot of bad decisions that year. I ain't gonna hold you.
No,
I was
but
there
we-
for-
Yeah, look, and people redeem themselves. You know, right now, as of today, as of in January, he is the reigning, defending MVP. But if we're going to talk about body of work, if we're going to talk about body of work, we talk about epic.
Right. You talk about failures.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Do that now. Hold on though. So watch this.
Yeah.
You said Matty Ice. I cannot, sir.
Don't disrespect Matty Ice. Don't disrespect him. Don't do that.
I'm gonna disrespect him right now. Ready?
Okay.
This is how I'm about to disrespect him.
Okay.
You are highly disrespectful for putting Ryan and Eli over Matthew Stafford. I cannot. How the hell did you come up with that one? I'm still considering Matthew Stafford. We're talking about body of work. What was our opinion? We're not talking about LA Rams. We're talking about Detroit. Huh? What are you doing in Detroit?
Didn't have a playoff win. Didn't have a playoff win. Didn't have a playoff win. Not one.
This. He didn't have
not
a
playoff
one. Hold on, watch this. He didn't have a playoff win, right? I could respect that.
Yeah.
But he also only had Calvin Johnson. Go ahead and name another impactful player on that team.
Okay. Well, if we're going to do that, okay. See, if you want to do that, we're talking about player. Okay. Okay.
We're 16.
No, they got him because they went 0-16.
Oh no. The Detroit Lions also only won one game one of them seasons. Matthew Stafford was on the right. Yeah, sir. I remember this very clearly.
They got him because they went 0-16. He was the number one pick. That's how they got him.
Yeah. But I'm talking about after that. When he was in Detroit, Matthew Stafford had a one-win season.
Okay, fine. You're making my point for me. You're making my point for me.
And that was only because I'm not making a point. He was an impactful player on one of the most horrible teams in football.
Okay,
Matthew Stafford was on one of the most horrible defensive teams in football. And
I agree with you.
Nobody besides Calvin Johnson. But he still ended up having 5,000-yard seasons in Detroit.
I got you. Okay, so
and then he goes to LA. Hold on. And then he gets out of there. Hold on now. And then he gets out of there and he goes to LA and he just goes and wins the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Right?
On a stacked team. Okay, got you. Now, if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna say, well, he didn't win a playoff game because he didn't have nobody around him, then we got to give the same pass to Justin Herbert. We got to, when everybody says that Josh Allen's better than Justin Herbert, and Justin Herbert's over there with nobody, and when his coach is getting fired,
but Josh Allen is better than Justin Herbert for multiple reasons, not just.
Is he? Is he?
Yes.
Name me the wide receiver, the all-pro wide receiver that Justin Herbert's played with.
I understand that, Marcus. He has had no all-pro receivers, but that doesn't negate the fact that Josh Allen is still symmetrically better than Justin Herbert in multiple categories and for multiple reasons.
Because he plays on a better team. He plays on a better team.
I'll give you three.
Okay.
I'll give you three. I bet you if Josh Allen was on the Chargers, they would have went to the playoffs.
No, he's gone to the playoffs. He just ain't won. Oh, and here's the thing. Here's the other thing.
Go ahead.
What team has been to five straight AFC championships? What team has been to the five AFC championships?
The Chiefs.
Okay. What division are they in? What division the Chiefs play?
I get you. So you saying he runs into a buzzsaw? I get you.
He's got again. When I tell you, when you get to play. See, this is what I be trying to tell my Bills fans when they be hallucinating and they're like, oh, look at when you gotta go and you gotta play through a buzzsaw to get to where you need to go. He doesn't get to play the New England Patriots twice a year. The New York Jets with no quarterback twice a year.
All right, Marcus, let's hold on. Let's do this.
Okay, so we're going to do that.
Like earlier, you taking Justin Herbert over Josh Allen?
What I'm saying is Justin Herbert's a damn.
If I asked all 32 GMs right now, Marcus, if I asked all 32 GMs, would they take Justin Herbert over Josh Allen? How many of them?
Now they would, because he's an MVP.
How many GMs are saying?
Nobody thought that much. Hang on. Let me hang on. Oh, okay, let me ask you. No. We don't just go. We don't get to start at 2020. No, sir. No, sir. We don't just start at 2020 with Josh Allen. No, sir. No, sir. We don't get to start at 2020 with Josh Allen. Let's go back to 2018 and 2019. Now, so what? When Josh Allen's name was called in the 2018 NFL draft,
we know.
No, don't do it. I need you to say it. Don't just. I know already. Tell the audience, what did the Buffalo Bills fans and everybody do when what did Buffalo Bills say? See, y'all are saying all of that stuff now. He's got the MVP. Y'all have been the AFC Championship. What did the Buffalo Bills? You live in Buffalo. What did the city of Buffalo do when y'all drafted Josh Allen with the 6 or 7 pick? What happened? What was said, George?
Huh? I know I was there. They was mad.
Tell them what happened. What happened? Don't cover your face. Tell everybody what y'all did.
What happened was, hold on, watch this. What they said was, with the 7th pick in the 2018 NFL draft, the Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen. Oh, boo! Boo! We didn't want him. Yada, yada, yada. It was mad as hell.
Okay, now let me give you what happened when the Miami Dolphins drafted Tua Tagovailoa over Justin Herbert. The coach got mad. The coach got mad and got fired because he was mad as hell because he wanted Justin Herbert. And LA was cheering and doing backflips. That's the difference. So when you say who's okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you've had 3
go back to the question though.
Yeah.
The whole entire totality of their careers.
Yeah.
You taking Justin Herbert over Josh Allen?
Looking back at their career now, yes, because of course I'm going to take Josh Allen now. But what I'm saying is there's nothing arm strength, mobility.
Yes.
All of this other stuff.
Yes. Josh Allen.
I don't know if Josh Allen has a better arm than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert.
Are you out of your mind, Marcus?
No,
I'm out of your mind. Marcus, do you remember when Josh Allen first came in the league? They were literally having contests between him and the best rocket launcher in the league. Do you forget that?
What I'm saying is it's not that big of a gap. What has happened that has helped there's been 3 contributing factors where Josh Allen has been more successful.
Wait a minute. Whoa. You said that there's not big in arm strength because mobility. I know we're not saying Justin Herbert on the same level.
Watch Justin Herbert run the ball. Watch Justin Herbert run the ball, sir. Watch him run the ball. No, I'm not saying there's not that. Y'all, you're acting like Justin Herbert's like he's Baker Mayfield or something.
Hold on. I'm not saying he's Baker Mayfield, but he is not in the stratosphere,
sir.
With Josh.
Sir. Justin Herbert is 1 inch. Justin Herbert is 1 inch taller than Josh Allen, and he's like 5 pounds lighter. He's about 5 pounds. He's 6'6" and about 240 pounds. He's not a little dude, man.
And he still can't fuck with Josh Allen when it comes to mobility. Josh Allen is number 2. I would say Josh Allen is in the top 3 in mobility when it comes
I agree
to
with
out the
you.
pocket.
I agree with you. You're preaching to the choir. What?
The only two that is better than him is Lamar and Justin Fields.
I
And
agree.
you might be able to make a argument for the Philadelphia quarterback in your boy Jalen Hurts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the only four. After that, everybody is on a lower tier than all of them.
I don't know. I think I would take Josh Allen over Justin Hurts. When Josh Allen decides to run, he is.
No, I'm taking Josh Allen over Jalen Hurts.
Okay,
Jalen
okay.
Hurts
I thought you said
yeah.
okay, yeah.
That's
I agree
the
with
list for me.
I
And
agree.
then everybody else. That's what I'm saying. That's all.
I agree with you.
Now,
He's a better.
for that reason, you
Okay.
took Matty Ice. You took the wrong Matt, by the way, because I'm taking Matthew Stafford and I'm taking Jim Kelly over him as well. I think we totally forget how good of a passer Jim Kelly was when
Jim
he was in
Kelly
the
over
league.
who? Jim Kelly over Matty Ice?
Yes. Yes. As a precision passer, yes. Yes.
Did
Yes. And
did Jim
Wow.
Kelly ever did Jim Kelly ever win an MVP?
no.
Was Jim Kelly
You know
ever
what?
was Jim Kelly ever a first team all pro?
Oh, hold on.
You
want to
you
do
know
that?
what a first
Hold on.
team all pro.
Yeah. Okay. You want to do that?
Yeah. Let's do
You wanna
that.
do that?
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
go
that.
to the ultimate. Let's go to the ultimate reason why we.
What is
No.
it?
No.
What is
Let's
it
go to
MVP?
no. Let's go to the ultimate reason why we play football.
Okay.
Because did Matty Ice with all that offense go to 4 Super Bowls in a row?
No. But he also didn't lose 4.
Hold on. Right. He also didn't lose 4.
He
But
also didn't lose 4. He was like,
Jim Kelly went to the playoffs how many times in his career? How many times did Matty Ice go to the playoffs in his career?
probably not as much, but I'm just saying. We're not talking. You're talking team accolades. Does Jim Kelly have a? What is MVP? What is MVP?
Time out now. Since you want to say that,
Yeah.
Individually, right? You say individual stats. Right?
We're saying here. We're saying, yeah.
Right. You saying individual stats, right?
We're not saying Buffalo Bills or Atlanta Falcons. We're talking Matty Ice versus.
No, I'm talking about just okay.
Okay.
So what would you, out of like a percentage of the impact of your team's success, right? Because that's one of the things that you measure. You should measure somebody when it comes to MVP.
Yeah.
How much percentage would you say Jim Kelly had as far as the success of the Buffalo Bills?
Okay. So I would answer that question with who had a better team? Who had a better team? How many of them? How many Hall of Fame?
Now, I want you to remember who Matt Ryan played with as a Falcon.
Yeah. Julio Jones.
Right.
I'll give you Julio Jones.
We'll continue.
Name some other people. Name some people like Daryl Talley and Steve Tasker.
Roddy White. And hold on. That's funny that you only named Julio, but Roddy was there first, and Roddy was that boy.
Okay, Julio's going to the Hall of Fame, and Roddy ain't. Roddy ain't going to the Hall of Fame.
We know because his career got cut short. We know Roddy's career got cut short. You remember that? Kachuk.
Yeah.
Kachuk. Oh,
yeah.
Who was his running back? Who was Matty Ice's running back? Watch out now.
He had
who was his defensive player?
Steven Jackson.
I know you ain't laughing at Steven Jackson. I know you ain't laughing at
Steven Jackson.
I know you ain't laughing.
Are we really comparing Steven Jackson?
Are we
comparing?
I'm about to throw this at Marcus.
Are we really comparing Steven Jackson? Are we comparing Steven Jackson to Dermot Thomas? Are we really doing that? Are we really comparing Steven Jackson to? Are we comparing Steven Jackson to Dermot Thomas? Are we doing that?
You know who I'm comparing him to? No, you know who I'm comparing him to?
Who's that?
And I'm going to throw this hat in the screen. You look at the camera when I say this, sir. Ain't you the same one who mentioned Reggie Bush? Didn't you mention Reggie Bush earlier?
Yeah.
And you laughing at Steven Jackson now?
I got another name for you. Okay, I got you. I got another name for you. You said impact on the game. Who has the most sacks in NFL history? I can't remember. I don't really watch that much football. Can you just tell everybody who has the most sacks in NFL history? I'm trying to remember. Sometimes I be forgetting.
Hold on, my man, the Bruce is loose. My man, the Bruce is loose.
You got a Hall of Fame running back. You got Andre Reed. You got a Hall of Fame wide receiver. You got the leading sacker in NFL history. Stop it. Stop. Just stop. Don't do that.
Stop. Hold on. Stop with that.
Stop it.
The Buffalo Bills have never had a better receiver than Julio Jones.
Okay, and the Atlanta Falcons have never had a damn pass rusher that has 200 sacks. Stop it.
Okay, that's fine, Danny. But you just said Andre Reed as if Andre Reed even had 2,000 yards.
Okay. And how about a dual threat running back that would have 1,000 yards receiving and 700 yards, 1,000 yards rush, 1,200 yards rushing and 700 yards receiving? Because let's not forget Thurman Thomas also could catch the ball out the backfield. Atlanta Falcons have never had
I watched him catch the ball out the backfield while he was on the ground.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So Thurman Thomas versus Steven Jackson. John Abraham versus John Abraham.
Reggie Bush, the comment that you was making.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Steven Jackson ain't better than Reggie Bush.
Because you're saying you're putting Jim Kelly over Matty Ice, the MVP.
Yes.
And Jim Kelly played with like seven Hall of Famers. Stop it, man. Stop it. We've been on here for 2.5 hours. I ain't gonna be.
Now you guys play because I gotta finish my list. And then I'll let you go right ahead. All right. So I got Stafford and Kelly. You the one that put Eli Manning over Jim Kelly. I can't believe you right now. So
two-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl champion who beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl twice.
I got a question. The same one who hold on. That's a team effort, sir. We all know. Okay. Hold on. We all know that his barely 500 winning percentage as a quarterback and his also same touchdown, same interception throwing at.
Got you.
That's true. Hold on. You talking about all pros and stuff? He never was a top 5 quarterback in any year that he played.
No,
he never was all pro.
Guess what he has? You're right. But guess what he does have?
2
Super Bowl MVP.
I know he
Super
has
Bowl. Super Bowl MVP. And that is all. That means I'm the best player on the field in the biggest game. That's what that means.
And that was a lie because he was. No, you know what? I went to Maury. Yes, it is. I went to Maury Povich. And went on his couch and asked Eli himself, and Maury determined that was a lie. He said the defensive line was way better than he was in that Super Bowl. Let's go look at his Super Bowl stats. You tell me. If David Tyree don't take that damn catch off his damn helmet, we're not even having this conversation right now. You know what, sir? You think you real slick. You ain't slick. You better give my man Justin Tuck some more credit. OCU Minor some more credit. You better give Michael Strahan some more respect.
Okay. Well, then you give Bruce Smith his respect and give
I do. Guess what? I give him Daryl Talley, Bruce Smith, and the Biscuit. I give all of them their respect for not winning the Super Bowl. You're right, but not even winning one. You're right. Yeah. They get all the respect in the world, but not winning one.
Don't forget about BB and Steve Tasker, some of the best special teams player of all time. Like Matty Ice never had a team like that. Never.
That's like you know what you just said. That's just like naming Jason Williams in a damn basketball conversation. White chocolate and freaking whatchamacallit and Bibby from Sacramento. I know you didn't just go there, sir. Come on now. I can't believe you. Hold on. Eli Manning is better than Russell Wilson too? He better than Russell Wilson. Because you got him in front of him too. I can't believe you right now, sir. I
can't believe you saying Drew Brees is better than Big Ben Roethlisberger. I can't believe you said that.
That's all right. That's all right. But I make the mistake of putting Eli Manning over Stafford, Wilson, Jim Kelly, Flacco. I can't believe you. Eli Manning need to be. Eli Manning ain't even better than the person they
don't you say Flacco's name around me again. Don't you say Flacco's name around me. Don't you say Flacco's name around me no more. Don't you say Flacco's name. Don't you say Flacco's name around me no more. Don't say his name around me no more.
You mean the guy who actually had impact as a quarterback during a Super Bowl run? You mean him? That guy, Joe Flacco, the one that went 11-0, 11-0 in playoffs? You talking about that guy with the Baltimore Ravens? You talking about that guy? Oh, okay. I can't believe you.
The one who had two of the best of their position on defense covering his ass. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Yes. And to go along with Suggs, don't forget Suggs. Don't forget Suggs too.
But you gave Eli Manning a pass. Sir.
You gave Drew Brees a pass.
Wait a minute. Drew Brees is more impactful than majority. I cannot. Marcus, I can't believe you right now. My guy, Eli Manning, would be right in front of Derek Carr. That's where he would be at on this list. He is number 15 on this list. I don't care about them 2 Super Bowl wins. He is number 15. Matter of fact, let me put him there now so I don't get it confused. Eli Manning, 15, right underneath, right in front of Derek Carr, broke down Carr, and then we can put the rest of them. Stafford, Kelly, Wilson, Flacco, yada yada. Oh, hold on. I got to put Matt Ryan before Flacco in them. So I'm gonna put Ryan right here. Ryan, you ain't getting away with 28-3, sir. I don't give a damn how you want to look at that. Rivers, you put Rivers, Flacco, then Eli, then Kyle. There's my Sweet 16 right there. Okay, Montana, Brady, Manning, Favre, Marino, Elway, Big Ben, Breeze, Stafford, Kelly, Wilson, Ryan, Rivers, Flacco, Eli, Kyle. Right there.
Okay.
Darn you. I can't believe you, sir. Eli, man.
I can't believe you put
Ben
Roethlisberger.
Hold on. No. I changed it, though. Remember, I said Big Ben is better than him.
Okay.
I changed it. Ramona convinced me of that. She convinced me. I forgot Drew Brees' Charger years.
Yeah, you got to.
I have to consider that. I have to consider that. I'm sorry. But I can't believe you. Matthew Stafford made the playoffs in 2011, 14, and 16 with the Lions, by the way.
And he didn't have a playoff win with the Lions at all. After 10 years with the Lions. 10 years. 10 years. And he didn't have one. What? I think it was longer than that. He got drafted in like 2009, and I think he went. Yeah, that was about 10 years, 10, 11 years without a playoff win, finding a way to lose or come in last place in the NFC North every year.
Yes, the answer is yes. Should the Chargers have drafted Larry Fitzgerald instead of Eli Manning? Yes. There's your answer. Yes. Yes. What up, Josh? What up, Amir? What up, Demetrius? What up?
You always draft the franchise quarterback. That's easy. Okay, you're saying draft Larry Fitz. You're saying draft Fitzgerald. Who's going to be their quarterback?
Better find
who would have been there? Huh?
Better find somebody in the agency.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. When you do that, you know, that's what the Giants are doing right now. You're bringing all these, you bringing in all these guys. You got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. You got an opportunity to draft Shedeur Sanders. Well, we got these 2 quarterbacks here. Let's go get another receiver to go on the other side of Malik Neighbors. Okay, and in 2 years, when Russell Wilson's retired and Jameis Winston still being Jameis Winston, you still don't have a quarterback. You always take the franchise quarterback over the wide receiver. Always.
Well, I told you they better get Shedeur anyway.
That's what I'm saying, though. So they're picking it like 4 or 5. They can go get Ted McMillan, or they can go get Ashton Genty, the best running back in the draft. They can go get the best wide receiver in the draft, or you can go get what some people think is the first or second best quarterback in the draft. What are you going to do? You always value the quarterback position over a wide receiver, even a great wide receiver. Even a great wide receiver. Joe Burrow, didn't Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase come out the same draft? No,
Yeah.
he came out in 19. No, he came out in 19, and Chase came out in 21.
Well, you should have told the Buffalo Bills that when they gave up the 10th overall pick and they didn't have a real quarterback either. When they could have had Patrick Mahomes the year before they drafted Josh Allen.
Yeah, and that's why you suffered for a little bit. That's why you suffered. But it did. That's why you suffered for a little bit. You always take the franchise quarterback.
No, Marcus. That's why they still suffering now.
Okay, I wasn't going to say that, but okay. I didn't say that, but you say it. Okay, I'll roll with you on that. Man, we've been on here for 2.5 hours, man. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
I got to get out of here, man. Sitting over here messing with you.
I do too.
I got some stuff I got to do. Man, appreciate everybody who comes through, shows love. Alphabets Football Show, Coffee Talk, comes on a Monday Night Madness, comes on these shows and pops their head in and shows love and support and stuff. We appreciate you. Make sure y'all, we're trying to start, being a little bit more consistent. We've been doing the Monday Night Madness. Check us out on Monday Night Madness. Check me and Mona out next Friday. Alphabets Football Show, mock draft picks 1 through 10. It's gonna be fire. Make sure y'all check that out, man. Y'all have a good night. We appreciate y'all. We love having y'all up in here. We love, chopping it up with y'all, man. Everybody have a good night, man. Y'all be safe and God bless. All right.
See y'all later. Monday Night Madness on Monday. Deuce.